Okay, so for anybody who has played Baldur's Gate 3 by now, and I sincerely hope that's everyone on this channel, one of the best games ever made, hands down. That's just the reality of the situation. Okay, most of you probably already know that there's been a patch, a pretty huge, pretty juicy patch that released, what was it, not too long ago? Patch 6, which fixed tons of issues, added new romantic stuff, added new animations, and other good stuff to the game. Things that basically, like, nobody really, I think, really asked for, but still, we're here and it's a welcome update. Unfortunately, as is the case with patches when it comes to video games, right? They tend to break your mods. And this is the big thing that's been going on right now, is that since patch, like this happened with every patch and it's just gotten kind of worse with Baldur's Gate, is with each big patch, the game breaks a little bit more, and so Larian has to push out small hot fixes to fix the issues that have now taken place in the game, and I completely understand that it's really difficult to make, to make sure that you don't break anything new when you introduce a new patch, because that is just what you have to deal with when you're making games like this, when they're so massive. And so we had hotfix 18, hotfix 19, and we're closing in on hotfix 20, which solves, a bunch of issues there as well. So like they're working their asses off at Larian ever since the game released to keep like rolling out these patches and fixing the game and making sure that they fix the things that break. But mostly the people that have been affected are people that are using mods, right? So people like me, I guess, because I am a casual mod enjoyer. I've made a lot of mod lists, maybe not a lot, but I think 5 or 6 of them. And I sincerely enjoy using mods in Baldur's Gate because I just think the game is generally very mod friendly and there's a lot of great mods out there. It's just fun to replay the game over and over again with different mods. They just add so much usually. Now, unfortunately, what this has resulted in, which makes me angry, but I gotta bring this up, is that, okay, look at what Cromwell says here, okay? He said this: we'll be talking in depth about what our mod support will look like soon, because that is something I brought up in my latest video when I talked about that they're gonna introduce mod support to the game, official mod support for PC, PlayStation, Xbox. I've been working on it since launch, as always. We'll discuss it in our own way with our community. Threats and toxicity against our devs and community teams will only harm the conversation. Please stop that. This threw me by surprise. Like, I'm not even joking. That made me scratch my head. Because here's the thing, threats and toxicity is never okay. It's never okay no matter what game developer it is. You don't send threats their way. But Larian? Like, are you fucking serious? Who would ever do that? The thing is, I actually read up on it, and yes, it seems to be the case. What this really originated from what I can tell, is that it started over at the official Larian Discord server, where people started like going off on the moderators and stuff like that. It's just so dumb, because this is mostly surrounding mods, modifications to your game. The thing is, like Baldur's Gate 3, there is no official mod support right now, right? And so when you install mods, you install them on your own risk. So if Larian decides to release a patch that fixes the original game, are you telling me you're gonna get pissed because they release something to fix their original product and keep improving it for people who don't use mods and can't use mods? That is the most childish thing I've heard so far when it comes to like Baldur's Gate 3. Why would you get mad at them fixing the game bit by bit when you've installed mods that you yourself installed? You should have known the risks, my guy or girl or whoever you are. Now, I'm not speaking directly to all of you guys, of course, because I have hopes that most of you are generally well-adjusted people, but people like these, fuck them. That makes me so pissed off. Like, I've been thinking about this the whole day. Like, it just annoys me to no end that anybody would be pissed about this. Like, it's, let them fix the game. If you decide to install a mod, that's on you. It's baffling to me. Why would you ever be angry about this? So what Cromwell said as well here is, this is a game that went from 2 million players to way over 10 in a very short space of time. So it's natural the conversation becomes muddier and complex. But in order to maintain the same level of dialogue, we need people to understand that these conversations take time. We can't do it all without the dedicated community teams that work to untangle a giant web of noise into something we can work with for the benefit of everyone. If you truly want to know things about the game, please don't chip away at the people who connect us all. So it seems like this problem has been like directed to the community teams, the people who are working with the community, to talking to the community and then talking to the developers. 99% of our community are the absolute best, and it's because of them, thankfully, that my community team persevere. But I suppose it was inevitable that when you have a city, a few bad eggs will start a fire. Until then, BG3 does not have mod support. Don't get angry at mod authors, support teams, community, or developers. Our focus is to patch the game while working on future mod support. I understand why it's so frustrating. So what we all need to do is focus on that future. People shouldn't attack any game developer. If you don't like a thing, just don't play it. Or, you know, give reasonable criticism. There's a reason why I eternally ban people from the channel for being disrespectful. You can just say what you don't like and still be respectful, right? You don't have to be an asshole about it, because that's just going to make sure that people hate you and you're getting banned and nobody will listen to you. So, you know, criticism, but respectfully, that's fine. Anyway, let's continue this. Next week, I'll have a discussion about community moderation with our comms teams and restate our desire for continued closeness with our communities and updates based on when and what we can say. But we're working too hard for this to proliferate to... Pointing Spider-Man. I understand it when it comes to old games like Fallout or Skyrim. Fans hate when Bethesda updates stuff because they just break it even more. But getting mad that a new game gets updates, that's ridiculous. Especially Larian and when they update the like Baldur's Gate with literal content. They're literally updating it with free content and you're complaining. I can understand it for Skyrim, yes. But still, you know, that's just, yes, you can get annoyed, but you're still taking a risk by installing mods. You can never really get angry at anybody else for installing mods. That's on you. The only time when I'm upset with an update breaking my modded game is when Bethesda updates Skyrim again after years and months without updates. Please stop Bethesda, leave Skyrim alone. Like, getting mad about it is okay. I'm not saying that you can't get annoyed by it, but can't really blame the developers at this point. I don't think that's ever okay for stuff like this. Okay, so he also continued here. He said, to finish again, we can only be close if we work close. So if we cannot do that and we have draw distance, it'll really suck for everyone, especially us and definitely you. Please help us to work for the greater good of the millions of people who were involved. And chill. He is, I gotta say, Cromwell here is an excellent director of publishing. He really knows just what to say and not to rile up people, unlike yours truly here. I literally just get pissed. It's a genetic thing, I guess. I have a temper. It might not seem like it, but I have an extreme temper.